Good morning. I hope you all would be well at your place. And as we have completed the application of derivative also, and in between two chapters, matrices and determinants were left. And for that, many times I have discussed with you that you all have to go through it, and since it's the easiest one, easiest chapter, that's why you must have done. But anyhow, I thought that I'll take the two lesson or more maybe, and I'll have a quick revision of matrices and determinants. Matrix is just collection of numbers. It can be a real numbers, it can be a complex number. But the collection should be a rectangular collection or rectangular array. The word you use the word array also. Array or rectangular collection. A rectangular collection of the numbers, right? Suppose if I write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a rectangular collection or array of numbers. If I write, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a collection of 6 numbers. This is known as the row. There are two rows, R1 and R2, and there are 3 columns, 1, 2 and 3 columns, C1, C2 and C3. Since it has 2 rows and 3 columns, that's why it is a matrix of order 2 by 3. And we write, always we denote a matrix by the capital letter. Matrix A, it has the elements like A, I, J, where I is equal to 2 and J is equal to 3. Here the value of I vary from 1 to 2 and the value of J is from 1 to 3. I denote the number of row, where the value of row is 2 and J is the value of column. That means it will have 3 columns. If I talk about the particular address of all the elements, I can write like this. That is, matrix A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Right? Address of each and every element of this given matrix. The first element, first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. This is the way of collecting the numbers and writing them in a rectangular format. That's why it is called a matrix. And the plural of matrix is matrices. right? Singular is matrix and plural is matrix. There are different type of matrices there, but simply just I write the definitions that what is matrix? A matrix is a rectangular collection. A matrix is a rectangular collection of numbers These numbers can be any real number or complex number, right? Collection of numbers, rectangular collection of number in the form of rows and columns, right? It is denoted by A, B, C, etc. such that A is equal to A, I, J, right? Where I is for the row and J for column. The first entry for row and the second column for the column, row and column. Okay, now in general we write A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A14 dot 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 A1 n, A21, A22, A23, A24 dot 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 A2n dot dot dot. Last is right here A. Now that is going to be number of row, and that's why what will write now AM1, right? A, we are writing number of row m, so AM1, AM2, AM3 dot 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 AMN. That means it is a matrix of order m by n. M rows, 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, like that, m rows are there. Columns, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n columns, right? And sometimes we see that it is written like this also, by this sign also, okay, or we write in the close bracket, right? That's why always we denote it by the capital letters, the matrix. The different type of matrix are there, and the orders. Order, it is clear that M is denote the row and denote the columns, and the order of this matrix is M n or M by n. Element of matrix, that means all the members, each members having the address is known as the element of the matrix. Now types of matrix. Types of matrix. Row matrix, B. Column matrix, row matrix, column matrix, rectangular matrix, square matrix, null matrix, diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, scalar matrix, unit matrix. Upper triangular matrix, lower triangular matrix, horizontal matrix, vertical matrix, and so on. Fine. Row matrix. If a matrix has only one row, that is called row matrix. If a matrix has only one column, that is called column matrix. Or a matrix which has only one row and any number of column, can be anything. That is the example of row matrix. Suppose if I write here row 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It is a row matrix. The number of columns, we can have any number, right? If I have column matrix, I write B is equal to 1, 2, 3. A column matrix is a matrix having only one columns and number of row can be any. That is called column matrix. Rectangular matrix, where the number of rows and columns are not equal. Right. Suppose if I write C is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, row, there are 2 row and 3 columns. Number of columns and number of rows are not equal. And that's what is called what? Rectangular matrix. A rectangular matrix, a matrix in which number of rows and number of columns are not equal, is called rectangular matrix. A square matrix, a matrix in which number of rows and columns are equal. A square matrix, a matrix in which a number of rows and number of columns are equal, or we can say that number of rows is equal to the number of columns, is called a square matrix. We can have D is equal to, suppose if I write here 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 row, 2 columns. I can write 3 row, 3 columns. Suppose if I write E is equal to 1, 5, minus 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what? 3 row, 3 columns. 3 row, 3 columns. 2 row, 2 columns. This is the example of a square matrix. Right? Null matrix. A matrix having each member, each element 0 is called null matrix. Right? The null matrix, a matrix of order m by n whose all elements are 0 are called null matrix. Right? It can be of 2 by 2, it can be of 3 by 3. Suppose if I write 2 by 2, I write 0, 0, 0, 0, null matrix. For order 3, 3 times write 0, 0, 0. That is called the null matrix. Right? Now, diagonal matrix. A square matrix is called a diagonal matrix if all its non-diagonal matrix elements are 0 and diagonal elements are something. Any matrix, if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is a square matrix of order 3 by 3. Right? And if each element is 0, it is called null matrix. Now I'll talk about the diagonal matrix. B, if I write the diagonal elements 1, 5, 9, these are known as the diagonal elements, right? It can have something, suppose 1, 0, 0, 2, 5, 0, again here 0, 0, 0, 7. It is a diagonal matrix, right? The example of diagonal matrix. In a square matrix, first of all, for being a diagonal matrix, it should be a square matrix. A square matrix only can be a diagonal matrix. So, first of all, a square matrix is must. A square matrix is called diagonal matrix if all its non-diagonal elements, are 0 and each diagonal elements have some number. That means I can say that non-diagonal elements are not equal also, I can say, because when all the diagonal elements will be equal, it will have some other name which I will discuss right now. Okay, that means that becomes what? A scalar matrix. If I write C is equal to 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 2. Here all the non-diagonal elements are 2 only. Now the square matrix whose diagonal elements are equal, is called a scalar matrix. Right? That means a square matrix is said to be a scalar matrix if the diagonal matrix, if each non-diagonal elements are 0 as well as the diagonal elements are equal. That's why it's called a scalar matrix. And when I write scalar matrix having the entry only 1, then it becomes the unit matrix. Suppose if I write D is equal to 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. It becomes what? A unit matrix. That's why very nice relations we can find out over here. A square matrix 1. Again I will discuss all this part. Right. A square matrix having number of row and columns should be same. Fine. Now what is diagonal matrix? A square matrix whose non-diagonal elements are 0 and diagonal elements are not same is called diagonal matrix. And a square matrix whose diagonal elements are same is called a scalar matrix. And a square matrix whose diagonal elements are same but one, that is called unit matrix. It's very simple, right? This idea you must have got it. Okay. Now also we can define in different way that for diagonal elements, if you see the address of the diagonal elements, always here A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A. The address of the diagonal elements are always Aij, where I and j are equal. That means Aij equal to 0. Aij equal to 0 and Aij is not equal to 0. Aij equal to 0, right? Aij equal to 0 and Aij is not equal to 0. Aij, that means what? The address of each elements. If I say A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Here all A11, A12, A22 and A33. If I equal to j, and ij is not equal to 0, I is not equal to j, right? And if aij is not equal to 0, that means for diagonal matrix, what I can write? Wherever we have I equal to j, that is equal to 0. For I equal to j, then aij is 0. For I equal to j, aij is equal to 0. If we have, it becomes what? Null, 0 matrix. Here aij not equal to 0, it has some numbers, it should have some numbers. So now aij is equal to not 0, it will have some value k I can write for I equal to j. And rest aij equal to 0, it becomes equal to 0 for I is not equal to j. Wherever we have I is not equal to j, aij equal to, that means all the non-diagonal elements are 0. And diagonal elements have some number. And when the diagonal elements have some number which is not same, it is called what? Diagonal matrix. When the diagonal elements, that means aij is equal to any particular number, suppose in place of here 2, simply I write here aij equal to 2 where I equal to j, aij is equal to 2 where I is equal to j, and rest aij equal to 0 for not I equal to j, then it becomes what? A scalar matrix. And when aij is equal to 1 only, then it becomes what? Unit matrix. That's why simply it was the introduction of the types of matrix. Now we will talk about the operation on matrix. We know the addition, subtractions, multiplication, and the finding the inverse of that one. Right? Now, before that, I would like to discuss about the equality of matrix. Equality of two matrices. First of all, the order of the matrix would be same, right? That means two matrices A having the elements A, I, J of order m by n, and second matrix B, which we can have the elements as Bij, no problem, Bij of order m by n is said to be equal if number 1. First of all, I have written that number of rows in A is equal to the number of rows in B, and number of columns in A is equal to the number of columns in B. Okay? Two matrices A and B. A is of order m by n, B is of order of m by n. When I have written this, it is very much clear that the number of row is here m, number of row is here m, number of column n, number of column n. That means number of rows and columns are equal. That means here simply I will write now two matrices A and B is said to be equal if number of rows is equal to number of rows in B. Number of rows in A is equal to number of rows in B, and number of columns in A is equal to number of columns in number of rows in A is equal to number of rows in A, number of columns in B is equal to number of columns in B, and third, Aij equal to Bij for every ij belongs to A and B. That means each and every member, each and every element should be equal. Then only we say that two matrices are equal. Suppose if I write here A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if I write B is equal to A, 2, C, D. And when I say that two matrix A and B are equal, it means A is equal to 1, 2 is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, and D is equal to 4. That's it. Now Aij equal to Bij for every I and j belongs to A and B, right? That means the two matrices are equal if they are equal in all respect. Better you should say like that. Instead of doing all this, better you should say that yes, two matrices are said to be equal if they are equal in all respect. That is, the number of rows and columns should be equal, and the entry or the members, the elements of the matrix A should be equal to the matrix B. Then only it can be equal. And when we talk about the operation on matrix, right, addition, subtractions, multiplication. So now I will talk about the addition. Addition is only possible when the number of rows and columns of one matrix is equal to the number of rows and columns of the another matrix. Then only the corresponding elements can be added and the corresponding elements can be subtracted. Right. That means the order of the matrix would be same. If order is not same, we cannot add it because we are adding the. Suppose if I write here A is equal to 1, 0, 4, minus 5. B if I write 6, 7, 8, 3. I can write A plus B. See, the order of A is 2 by 2. The order of B is also 2 by 2. The number of rows and column in matrix A and B both are same. That means they are computable. Then we can add or we can subtract these two matrices. 1, 0, 6, 8 and all the corresponding elements will be added. 1 will be added to 6, 0 will be added to 7, 4 will be added to 8, minus 5 will be added to 3, and that will give you what? A plus B. That means now A plus B is equal to 1 plus 6, 0 plus 7, 4 plus 8, minus 5 plus 3. A plus B. If I write A minus B, I will write like this. Now the corresponding elements subtracted from A to B. Then I write here 1 minus 6, then 0 minus 7, 4 minus 8, minus 5 minus 3. Okay, that will give you minus 5, minus 7, minus 4 and minus 8, and that will be the value of A minus B. That is, addition and subtractions only possible with the computable matrix. Computable matrix is what? The order of the matrix A and matrix B should be same. Then only the addition and subtraction is possible. Right? And now I will talk about the multiplication of matrix, right? The multiplication of matrix. Before multiplication of matrix, the scalar multiplication. The matrix obtained by multiplying any particular number, that is called scalar multiplication. Suppose if I write here, we have got a minus b is equal to minus 5 minus 7 minus 4 and minus 8. This is a minus b, which I can denote as a minus b is equal to c. Okay, that means here C matrix C is here. And now suppose I have to multiply this matrix by any proper number, any particular number. Suppose I will multiply it by 2. 2 is a scalar quantity and I have to multiply by 2. That means 2 will be multiplied by each and every element of this. That means if I write twice of C, that means 2 will be multiplied to each element. 2 into minus 5, minus 10, minus 14, minus 8 and minus 16. That is 2 is multiplied to each member, each element of the given matrix. That is called a scalar multiplication. That means the matrix obtained by multiplying each element of the matrix A by any scalar, any number, any value k, lambda, 3, 2, minus 5, whatever it is called a scalar multiplication, right? That means here I can write now twice of C. That means I am multiplying this matrix C by a scalar number 2. It can be negative 2, it can be minus root 2, whatever it is, but it will be any number. Okay, that is called a scalar multiplication. Now I will talk about the multiplication of two matrices. Very, very important. Multiplication of matrix. See, let A is a matrix of order m by n, right? B is a matrix of order n by p. The order of A is m by n, order of B is n by p. That means here number of row is m, number of column n. Here number of row n, number of column p. Very, very important, here n and here n. The number of column in the first row of the matrix, number of columns of the matrix A is equal to number of column of the matrix A is equal to the number of rows of matrix B, then only we can multiply A by B. And their multiplication A by B, suppose if I denote by C and I write the elements here C, I, J, then the order of this C will be M by P. I don't know where we have got it or not, but I will give you the example right now. A is a matrix of order n by n, B is a matrix of order n by p. Very, very important. That means the number of columns of the A should be and must be equal to the number of rows of the matrix B, then only A and B can be multiplied and their product will have the order m by p. That means these two should be same, right? And it's denoted by Cij. How to multiply it, that I will tell you. Now suppose if I write here A is equal to 2, 3, 4. How many rows are there? Only one row, right? How many columns are there? 3. So now 1 by 3, right? Now if I write another B 5, 6, 7. How many rows, how many columns? There are 3 rows and 1 column. 3 rows and 1 column. So now 1 into 3 and 3 by 1. Yes, we'll have the answer only 1 row, 1 by 1. It can be multiplied. Okay, another example if I say now. Two, three, four, minus 503. Number of rows 2. Number of columns 3. 2 by 3. Right. Now, if I write any other matrix B of 1, 5, 7, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, minus 2 of order 3 by 3. Now here see, this 3 and this 3 is same. Number of columns of A and number of rows in the B is same, and then we can multiply, and the answer will have the C whose order will be 2 by 3. Now how to multiply it, that also I will write. Suppose I have to multiply AC, I will write like this. Just simply write here. You know that what will be the order of A cross B? A multiplied by B will get the order 2 by 3. And when we have 2 row, 3 columns, 2 row and 3 columns, I write here C11, C12, C13. 2 row, right, and on 3 columns, 2 row, 3 columns, right, C21, C22 and C23. This will be the answer. But how to write the answer? C11 means what? The first row of A multiplied by the first column of B. 2, 3, 4 will be multiplied by 1, 2, 4, and their addition will be written here, C11. C12, that means first row of the matrix A multiplied by the second column of the set B. That's why it is C12. C13 means what? The first row of matrix A multiplied by the third column of B. Now again C21 is what? Second row minus 503 multiplied by 124 right here. 5 minus 503 multiplied by 535 right here, and minus 503 multiplied by 7 1 and minus 2 right here. Right? I'll show you here now multiplication of this. C11, that means now I am multiplying first row multiplied by the first column, 2 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by 2 plus 4 multiplied by 4. It will come in the place of C11. Now C12, that is first row multiplied by second column. Now 2 multiplied by 5 plus 3 multiplied by 3 plus 4 multiplied by 5. Now first row multiplied by third column, 2, 3, 4 multiplied by 7, 1 minus 2, 2 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 7 plus 3 multiplied by 1 plus 4 multiplied by minus 2. Right. Here now 2, 1, that is second row of the matrix A and the first column. Minus 5 multiplied by 1 plus 0 multiplied by 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4. Now minus 5 multiplied by 5 plus 0 multiplied by 3 plus 3 multiplied by 5. Now here again minus 5 multiplied by 7 plus 0 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by minus 2. Please add it and write that answer. This will be here C11, C12, C13, C21, C22, C33. I think now you have got it. How to multiply. The row of the first matrix A will be multiplied by the columns of the second matrix one by one. That's why the address which I have written, that is very important, isn't it? C11, C12, C13, C21, C22, C33. The address of the elements of the product. Now tell me, can I multiply B by A? Let us check it now. Can I multiply B by A? Suppose I have now find out BA. Here I have got it A cross B. A multiplied by B. Now if I have to multiply B by A, now tell me, the B is of order 3 by 3. The order of B is 1, 5, 7, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5 minus 2. Its order is 3 by 3. And the order of A is 2, 3, 4 minus 5, 0, 3. That is 2 comma 2 by 3. Here now see, number of this 3 and number of here row is 2. Number of column is here 3 and number of here rows is what? 2. Here this 3 is not equal to 2. That's why what? B into A is not possible. It means what? It is very clear that if I am able to find out the product of two matrix AB, it is not compulsory, it is not necessary that we can find out BA also. Isn't it? That means now we have learned one thing, that AB is not equal to BA. That means when we multiply two matrix, it should not be necessarily commutative. Right? AB is possible, but all the time BA is not. Maybe if I give you another example, suppose if I would have taken A as 3 by 3 matrix, B is also 3 by 3 matrix. Of course, I have got AB, I can have got the value of BA also, I can multiply. But answer will not be same. Right? That's why AB is not equal to BA. And it is not also compulsory all the time that when I am able to multiply a matrix A by matrix B, then I can multiply B by A also. It is not compulsory, because the multiplication of matrix totally depends on that whether these two matrices are computable to multiply or not. And for that very important point is what? Yes, when I multiply a matrix A by matrix B, the number of columns of the matrix A should be equal to the number of rows of the matrix B. That's why it is very important. Now I will write the final definition of this multiplication of matrix. Multiplication of matrix. Two matrices can be multiplied. Two matrices can be multiplied only when the number of columns the number of columns in the first matrix, number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in second matrix. Two matrices can be multiplied only when the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. That means what? Now, if A is a matrix of order m by n, B is a matrix of order n by p. Now see here, number of columns C of the first matrix is equal to the number of row in the second matrix. That means here this n is equal to n, then only I can multiply. Then we say that yes, these two matrices are computable for multiplication, right? Then only we can have multiplied, and their multiplication, then AB is equal to C I can write, and that I'll write as Cij, and it will be of order m by p. Then AB, product of matrix A and B, which I can consider as matrix C or write as AB, no problem. It will have the elements Ij of order m by p. Clear? This is very, very important. And in the properties of multiplication, we write that matrix multiplications may or may not be commutative. That means AB may not be or may not be equal to BA. That is already I have discussed one example, that means AB and BA should not be or may be. That means if AB equal to BA, then matrix A and B are commutative matrix. If AB is not equal to BA, then matrices A and B are called anti-commutative matrix. Matrix multiplication is associative. That means here right now we learn that AB is necessarily not equal to BA. Not all the time. Sometimes it can be or it cannot be also. That's why AB is not equal to BA all the time. Right? That means what? The product of the matrix is not commutative. Right? But when we have three matrices ABC, then we will find that ABC, if they are, I can write ABC. That means the multiplication of matrices, matrix multiplications of three matrices given will be associative, and matrix multiplication is also distributive over matrix addition. That means what I said, that A plus B C is equal to, I can write A plus B over addition, we can write AC plus BC. That is, matrix multiplication is distributive over addition. A plus B multiplied by C will be equal to AC plus BC. Right? And matrix multiplication is also associative. This part will remember it. And one more thing, when the product of two matrices is 0, is a 0, AB equal to 0, it doesn't imply that A or B is a null matrix. This is not all the time true. It can be either A equal to 0 or B equal to 0, or both A and B can be 0. Right? This was all about this matrix. Right? Now in the next lesson, I'll discuss about the determinants and then I'll solve some of the questions. Okay. Thank you very much for today's lesson. Please do the revision of, because I'll not solve the most of the questions of this matrix and determinants. I'll solve some of the particular question. Okay, and almost I'll give you the assignments for this. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.